How are we doing, guys? Welcome to the preview and the predicted lineup. Arsenal against Crystal Palace, and it's another Premier League game that's that's right in the way of the big one, PSG next week. And listen, we've been saying it for ages, and we know the league's done and everything else. It's just about us mathematically making sure we're in those Champions League places. We're not in that bunch behind us, and it's another chance to just get 3 points on the board, move closer to that, and then we really can stop worrying about Premier League games. And an interesting part to this is, of course, if we lose this game, then Liverpool will be champions. If we go on and win this game, then Liverpool will get the opportunity to do it themselves at the weekend, become champions against Tottenham. Just can't help but laugh at that club, can you? It's just a shame that Liverpool can't actually lift the trophy at the weekend, because then at least Tottenham fans would see what a trophy looks like. Clowns. But yeah, listen, at the end of the day, like I was saying, with this game, you can look at it one or two ways. You can say that it's a good opportunity for some players to get some minutes and to keep themselves ticking over, which is very important. I see a lot of people saying, rest absolutely everybody. It doesn't work like that. Okay, you can't have players that played, let's say, last time out against Ipswich and then no football for 9-10 days, whatever it might be, and go into a game the size of PSG. You have to keep ticking over. You have to keep yourself going. You don't want to overexert yourself. You don't want it to be too intense, and you don't want to pick up injuries. But to suggest that it's complete and utter nothing, no football whatsoever, for some people is just, seriously, stop, okay? I think that it's the perfect time to play Crystal Palace. The game was meant to be at the weekend. And if it was, it would have been a game we were looking at and saying, right, PSG on Tuesday. This game would have probably been the Saturday if the game was on Tuesday. And we'd all be going, right, there's only a couple of days break. This is where you will rest players. This is where you can't be as intense because the turnaround is so short. But because the turnaround's 6 days, it's plenty of time. The only thing we have to worry about is injuries. We have to worry about stupid tackles, like the one on Bukayo Saka against Ipswich, and that's it. And we have to worry about maybe a, injury like Gabriel's, for example, that came out of nowhere. But in terms of players playing and intensity, I think it's perfect in terms of its management. If anything, it's Crystal Palace that will go into this game with their mind fully fixed on something else, and probably not playing their main players, and probably playing at a less intense level that they normally would. They've got an FA Cup semi-final on Saturday. So they would look at this game and say, why on earth have you scheduled it for 2-3 days before? Like, we could have done with the week's break. We could have had a whole preparation for the semi-final. Now we've got to go to the Emirates and play against Arsenal. And it's like, come on. They're not going to want to pick up injuries. They're not going to want to go 100 miles an hour. So, it could well be the perfect time. And like I said, we just need to get these last remaining points to, guarantee our Champions League spots for next season. And then we can just, fully forget about the Premier League and worry about the Champions League and whether we can beat PSG and get to the final and everything else. And I don't even want to think about it. It makes me nervy thinking about it. Yeah. So listen, don't expect mass changes. Don't expect, complete and utter, reserves and fringe players and everything else, because it's just not gonna happen. I got a feeling he's going to play a lot of the main players that will play against PSG. There may be some rest for a couple of them, but with the options of bringing them off the bench to give them some minutes just to tick them over. So it's going to be interesting what he does. But seriously, don't think that there's going to be a load of changes, because I don't think there will be. So with that said, let's go into the lineup. In goal, David Raya is not going to change. Right back, Jurriën Timber. Had the rest against Ipswich. I think he comes back in for this game, gets those minutes in his legs. Absolutely no problem. Think that is fine. Right centre back, Ben White. I think this is the one where you've got the opportunity to maybe bring Saliba out just to rest him up a bit. Maybe bring him on with 15, 20 to go. Or it's a situation like Timber where you don't need to give him any minutes and let him be ready and, all systems go against PSG. They will know what's best for the players with all of the analytics and, the data and red zones and all the rest of it. But for me, given how many games that Saliba's playing, the fact that Ben White's back, Timber had his rest against Ipswich, I think it works well if we do it that way. Left centre-back, Kiwior, that doesn't change. No Calafiori, no other options. And Kiwior spent so much time on the bench. No issues at all. Left-back, again, I think he will start this game with Miles Lewis-Skelly. I feel that he is going to be the one that starts against PSG. The fact he was on the bench against Ipswich, it says to me that he'll probably start this game. And that's that simple. Into the midfield areas. Now, this is where it's interesting because Thomas Partey is not playing in the first leg against PSG. We know he's suspended. Jorginho, we know he's not going to be available. So will Mikel Arteta look at this and once again experiment with what he's possibly going to go with against PSG? It'd be very easy for me to bring Thomas Partey in there, but with what I was just saying in mind, I'm not too sure. Unless Mikel kind of looked at what he wanted to go with on Saturday, saw that a lot of it worked and went, yeah, I'm good to go in that sense. So I feel for this, I'm going to bring Thomas Partey in and play him there. On the right-hand side, I'm going to go with Ethan Nwaneri. I do feel that Saka possibly won't start this game, given what happened. He will be on the bench, and I believe he will come on for 20, 25, 30 minutes. His match fitness and everything else is getting there. It's nearly there. But we don't need to overdo it. And I feel a good 20, 30 minutes would be sufficient. But at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if he started. But for me, Ethan Nwaneri will start. Next to him, Martin Odegaard. Don't feel that will change. Thought he was absolutely superb against Ipswich. More like his old self. Maybe it's because he had the familiarity around him of Saka and White, etc. I don't know. Next to him, again, I would bring Declan Rice out of this in the same way that I have with Saliba because of the amount of minutes played. And I just feel that 20, 30 minutes coming off the bench would be sufficient. And if that's the case, then I will go with Zinchenko in that left 8 role. But again, I'm not surprised if Declan Rice does start. On the left-hand side, oh, it's debatable, isn't it? I feel he will play Martinelli again. Played a lot of minutes, but I just don't see that changing. It's a player that they can bring off after 60 odd minutes or so. I just feel he's going to go strong. Apart from maybe a couple, I just don't see loads of changes. So I feel he'll go with Martinelli. And then as the main striker, Mikel Moreno. That's what I feel. Came off, got good rest. Don't know whether that's because he's intending to play this one and then give him more of a rest again. And I just feel that Mikel's going to go strong. That's what I feel anyway. But we will wait and see. It's an interesting one. But I feel that this could be the perfect game with 6 days rest before PSG. No game at the weekend. We get to sit back, relax, get ready. And then the big one is next Tuesday. And that is monstrous, that game. So, listen, there we go. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you agree or disagree with that lineup? If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. Smash a like on this video. And I will see you lot very soon. I'm out of here.